My name is Indah Ayu Bertarigan. Our motion is teenagers under the age of 17 are strictly prohibited from dating.
Hello, my name is Emma Grasta Buksemiring. I'm team opposition. Well, because the pandemic is like this, so we are away from distance.
I am from team government. Our motion is teenagers under the age 17 are strictly prohibited from dating. Okay. From Wikipedia search that I define teenagers, write teenagers as a period the transition between childhood to adulthood, or age a dozen years, or someone with shows behavior such as manageability, easily aroused feelings, especially in terms of knowing the opposite sex. Teenagers often get carried away with emotion. They will be easily influenced and even divided. Nowadays, it is increasingly modern. Handphone brands have various brands. The post handphone can be used for learning, and is it not? Teens actually prefer to use handphone to communicate with the opposite sex. After they know they are dating, even when they are in school, their concentration will be disturbed because they think about it. That's why teenagers under the age of 17 strictly prohibited from dating.
Education during the transition from childhood and the adulthood. We don't really know much about the works where they can also be taught or can still be properly managed. As for the increasing modern era, it does mean that it has mostly negative impact, but also has a positive impact. There are many positive impacts. Using cell phone in this modern era, communication tools such as cell phones are needed so that a girl the sometimes of learning something dating via telephone also reduces unwanted things because communicating over long distance. It can also reduce the number of free sex. Dating can also encourage support in order to be more organized in school, so that doesn't mean dating at the age of 17 years and under should be prohibited.
Okay, from a health perspective, according to sources that I have read, teenagers aged 15 to 16 are usually getting close to the opposite sex. However, it might not be until the age of 16 that your teen is really ready for romantic relationship or courtship. However, this is not the opposite sex. It must have positive and negative sides. The positive sides may be that both of them can motivate each other, and that could be the die of the die for both teenagers. However, if the negative side is involved, especially The dating style of era's teenagers is very worrying. Those who communicate via handphone can find it easier to exchange ideas without meeting up. And if they meet and the two of them can contain the emotion of passion, then something negative will happen. Of course, the parents don't want that. But what power if the two teenagers divide and do negative things? It will make the both of teenagers, where teenagers are unfair 17 age, their reproductive organs are immature, because from the Wikipedia source that I read, someone would say that their reproductive organs are quite mature at the age of 21, whether it's for men or women. So, in order to avoid this, let teenagers under the age of 17 be prohibited from dating.
A kid under 17 years where they want to always know how the outside world is and already know or want to know love. Their curiosity does not wait for whether or not to enter into a relationship. Of the opposition check, where they are dating a lot to motivate learning, discipline, and more. And also, if they meet, it does not mean they don't have a positive side. Example, where they can communicate directly, exchange ideas directly, also by knowing at other can and crack or often give attention to act other. Look, look after a command act. Other, for example, I've eaten. If you haven't even not eaten, you will by 6. And there are many more. The positive side is in terms of direct of indirect dating and of course parental supervision. So I does not mean dating has to be dependent on a gay.